Chef Matt in the kitchen, and today I'm going to show you how to clean and take care of this Wolf dual fuel griddle on a daily basis. So how do I clean it when I've just made some breakfast? I've just put a Reuben together for some lunch. Maybe I just seared some steaks off for dinner or some fresh fish. And what's the process I have to go to get this clean again? So we want to start off with, you don't want to deep clean this on a daily basis. And we are going to include a deep clean video on one of our other segments. This is your daily cleaning. And what we want to talk about is, what does it take to get this ready for the next cooking session that I'm going to have without too much work, okay? And I don't want to lose my seasoning on my griddle. So we're going to start with, we're going to play a little bit of pretend today, and that we're going to pretend that Chef Matt just cooked some eggs and some bacon for breakfast, maybe toasted some bread on here or a bagel. And now I have turned off that griddle, and I'm going to use a squared edge spatula, okay? It's okay if it has a little knife edge on it as well for a little bit of a bevel, okay? But we're going to take and we're just going to scrape like this to get the food fond off, okay? So, and what I mean by food fond is those little bits and pieces that might be stuck from that bacon or the egg, okay? So we're just getting that off. Okay, also that squared edge is going to let us go in the corners of this griddle to get that off. And then from there, really depending on how much oil you have, you can draw that extra cooking oil into the trough, okay, just like this. And then we're going to take a kitchen utility towel or shop towel, okay? So use a cheap one that if you don't want to put these in your washer or dryer, then you can dispose of it, okay? But you're going to take and just rub this down. You're going to get all that excess oil off of there. Now, I'm going to touch base. I'm going to bring into the shot. This is the squeegee that comes with the Scotch-Brite deep cleaning kit, okay? When we have cooked a lot of bacon on our griddle for breakfast, or smash burgers, whatever it might be, and I've just got too much oil to try and clean up with that griddle, I do use this on a fairly regular daily basis of putting it on there and using the high heat squeegee to pull that oil off as well, okay? But the shop towel is going to be one of your main tools for this, and that you're just going to take it around, wipe it off. So the example I'll use is, when this is completely cool, this shouldn't be gritty and grainy and coarse like sandpaper. It should still be smooth, as if you were rubbing your hands across the countertop, okay? So the seasoning shouldn't be built up to a thick coating. It should, over time, build to an amber or a dark brown. There's nothing wrong with that. How often do I want to do that deep clean? We'll talk about that in a future video. I will tell you, I like to keep my griddle heavily seasoned simply because it's going to become more non-stick the more I cook with it without doing a deep clean on it. Now, eventually, I will get to that point, but on that daily basis, this squared off spatula and that towel are my best friend for getting the stuck food off, that food fond, and then wiping off the excessive oil. And from there, we let the trough that we've scraped all that into cool off for about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. And then this, I take it to the trash can first and pour it in there. If it's having trouble coming out, use a paper towel. You don't want this cooled oil going into your garbage disposal. So that goes to the trash first, and then to the sink with some hot soapy sponge to clean out the trough inside of there, rinse it out, and then that goes back here, all right? So very simple to clean that with a scrape, a wipe down. Remember that we don't want to release all the seasonings regularly. We want to actually build those seasonings up very much like a cast iron skillet, all right? So thanks for joining me today, and make sure to check out more of our use and care content. We'll see you soon.